Welcome back, everybody. You're with us here at Cape Rugby TV. Right, so before the break, we were taking a look at the match between Falsebay and Tygerberg, and we were specifically talking about the kicking game. Jerome says he's not in favour of the kicking game. Faisal says it's part of the game. The thing, though, that I think is, and we were talking about, obviously you have different skill sets across your leagues of different styles of the game. And I think Faisal said Super League B is a lot of running rugby, Super League A is more controlled rugby, Super League C probably again more running rugby. But the one thing that I do know, Jerome, is when you know, and both of you talking to the same point actually, is that if you are going to use the kicking game because you want to keep your opposition in their 22, you need to make sure that you put that ball in the right place. Because the risk, and we've seen this in test matches, last dying seconds, ball put to boot, and you're giving the ball to the opposition. And then you've definitely given the ball away. So you need to be pretty careful about it.
No, and just a correction, I'm for the kicking game. You have to kick in certain areas of the field, and you have to equip your players to kick. 9, 10, and 15 are vital in that game. And you kick to regain possession, or you kick to gain field possession and force the opposition to kick the ball out. Then it's a gain. Then you win territory.
You don't want your props trying to kick, though.
If they can, it's fine. If they can't, they must kick.
I've seen you. I think I've seen you put a few balls to boot. I think in the Northern's Legends game, I saw you. But that's
no, I think Topi, when you're forward and the ball's in front of you, that's the best. Especially if you're struggling a bit in the scrums, like Jerome says, and that you always want to be playing in front and in the opponent's 22. So if it means I've got to kick, I will kick just to make sure we stay ahead in that there.
So you've got Jerome doing kicking skills with the clubs. I mean, sorry, not kicking skills. You've got Jerome helping with the forwards, a lot of the forwards and the scrumming and so on. Have you got someone with some problems that advises a little bit on the kicking game?
Look, there's a lot of people.
Yeah.
We always say to the clubs, they can just ask. There's a lot of people that can do that.
All right, talking about a lot of people, there were a lot of people at Tygerberg this weekend. Of course, the theatre fans were out in their numbers. They were playing against Falsebay. Here's the second half. All right, there we go. Final result there for Falsebay Tygerberg with a win for Falsebay 17-13. Overall thoughts, Jerome?
Yeah, look, it could have gone anyway. Tygerberg was on the attack most of the second half.
Yeah.
But again, Falsebay, like we said, just played Tygerberg in the right areas and forced him to run from their halfway line. So it's difficult, but they managed to keep the ball through phases, which they've done well. But the defense of Falsebay was just too good. There was no holes, but Tygerberg managed to play, but they couldn't get through the defensive line of Falsebay.
Yeah, 17-13, if I recall, Tygerberg scored a try right towards the end of the game. That would have been quite important, Faisal, from the bonus point of view.
No, definitely. I mean, if you look at Super League A, it's very tight. All the results are close in that. So, I mean, you know, in the past you'd had sort of the log leaders that you're targeting. I think now going into the next phase, you know, of the competition, you're starting to sort of see, you know, the guys in contention at the top, guys at the bottom that's been targeted, if I would say. So getting a point is vital, especially in the middle of the log. You know, it either means you in the top 6 or you in the bottom half of the competition, which is, I wouldn't say relegation, but that playoff matches.
Bonus points, Jerome. How much do you think the clubs are thinking about that? You know, we're still talking club rugby. It's not a full-time job. Players have to play and work and so on. And I suppose this also relies a lot on the captaincy, that you're looking at the scoreboard and thinking, well, we maybe need to get 1 or 2 more points on the board to get the bonus point. Do you think the guys are thinking along those lines?
Yeah, they definitely, because you can see guys are kicking for poles more. So when it's an away game, they try to get a point or 2 out of the game because they know it's tough to play away. So every point away game counts. And if you're at home, you want to win your game. So you must basically win your games when you're at home because away games are tough.
All right, folks, you're watching Cape Rugby TV. We're still going to take a look at Kalesrivier and SK Warmer, St. George's and Helderberg, Villages and Brackenfell, and of course there was a big match this past weekend as well between Hamiltons and Stellenbosch. But we'll talk about that a little bit later. So don't go away. Still competitions coming up. We're going to give you an opportunity to win yourself a case of Score energy drinks, all that and more after the break.